Hi, my name is Daron Moore, and I am the pastor of Ptownfresh. Ptownfresh is a unique opportunity where we connect with God and we utilize technology and we incorporate family style discipleship. How do we incorporate technology and discipleship and family style discipleship? Well, that's where I'm going to let my partner in ministry and my beautiful wife, Precious Moore, to tell you about.
So, what we do is every week we do a weekly church service on Sundays, and we record it live on Zoom and on Facebook. And eventually we will archive it on YouTube. And then what we do is have people just come into our house. We do an interactive service. So it's kind of like you get to actually talk back and ask questions when Darren is preaching.
I started coming to Ptownfresh a year ago online, and it was just amazing for me. It was a way that I could connect with my friends at church, and I could do it at the comfort of my own home. But when I started actually coming to Ptownfresh and being around other members that were here, it was a better connection for me. It was a way for me to connect, to explore, to if I had questions about certain things that were being preached at the moment, I could ask right there.
Ptownfresh is a whole vibe. It is not your average church. When I post the videos on Facebook or Instagram, my hashtag not your average church, because it is not, when you walk in here or when you listen online, you are not going to feel like you're going into a church building. I grew up in church. I was born into church. My mom still goes to the same church that I grew up in.
The main purpose that we have is building the people. And in doing that, we try to reach them right there where they are, utilizing holistic discipleship or whole life discipleship.
But then we also open up our house to other people. So we have a couple people that live with us periodically. We have Keith, who's been living with us since 2014, 2015. And he's just living here, growing and being discipled. And he's part of our family now.
For me, connecting with the Moores and Ptownfresh initially started through my senior year of high school, because Pastor Moore was my robotics teacher. And he would always just tell the class about, him offering service he does out of his home. So he would just always invite us to come out as a class. And I just finally took him up on that offer. And I think I liked it the first time. And then I think I came back out. And then he started to learn a little bit about my story. So I just kept on coming out and connecting with the other members of the service. And me and his son/cousin, we kind of got real tight. So I kind of had like a bonded a friendship there. And towards, I think, actually my graduation, like when I was graduating, coming out of that, my great grandmother had kind of got sick. So, some family shakeup drama. He actually invited me to live with him and his family. So that kind of brought like Ptownfresh and personal home together, kind of.
And then we also have opened our house up to other people when they just need some time to just get on their feet. Maybe they have lost their job and they're looking for a job, so we help them find a job. Maybe they need some education and they're looking to see, how can I get back in school?
It goes beyond the surface level when it gets personal and there become needs. It wasn't a needy thing for me at first, but when my needs came to the point where I needed help and I couldn't get it anywhere on my own, I had nowhere to turn to. Ptownfresh stepped in and in so many ways saved my life. And it led me to a path where not only has my life become more of a value, but my lifestyle and my quality of living has greatly increased as a result.
Maybe they want to learn about cybersecurity, and my husband does a cybersecurity program, and so we've also sponsored a couple people to go through that program.
Mr. Moore was my high school physics teacher. I started Norcom in 1998, and I took his class about 2 years later. So yeah, you can do the math. But he was my high school physics teacher, and I was probably one of his worst students. Fast forward 20, 25 years later, I was scrolling through Facebook and I noticed that Mr. Moore taught a cybersecurity class, and I'm a teacher turned cyber student, and I was interested in the class. So I hit him up and was asking about the class, and not knowing that he was into urban missions and had church going on in his home. So I logged on a few times via Zoom and then found out that I could come in person. And that's when I was able to physically reconnect with Mr. Moore and Mrs. Moore. And I've been coming to Ptownfresh ever since.
Because it's about your whole entire life. So we call that life on life discipleship. We don't just give you the word of God and say, hey, this is the Bible, this is Jesus, this is who, this is what this is. But we actually want to see you just prosper in your whole life. So that's why we call it life on life discipleship. It's not like you come one day and then 6 weeks later you're done, but we walk with you through life. And then it's not like a program, we actually become friends. Like, you know, we know your kids, you know our kids, you're in our house, we're in your house.
The Moores open up their home, but they also open up the church, as well as it was Precious who helped me find a new place to live once my husband and I separated. And so not only do they put that family style ministry into action, but they also, it doesn't end. Whatever you need. In my case, there was a time when my fence was blown down and it was raining. And when I told the Moores, oh, my fence blew down, I can't deal with it right now. I feel overwhelmed. Next thing I know, Daron shows up at my house and another person, and they fixed my fence that day and made sure that my home was secure. And it's those types of experiences that I've had with Ptownfresh that has made me feel not only welcomed and loved, but really feeling a part of a family. Now, I'm originally from San Diego, California, and that's where most of my family resides. So I don't have any actual physical family members that live in Virginia, and they have adopted me, and they are my surrogate family, and I love them tremendously. So whatever they need, I am right there. They endearingly call me Walona from Good Times because I'm always at their house, and they have not kicked me out yet.
We might go out in the backyard and maybe throw some stuff on the grill, and maybe or even sit at the table and play some spades. You know, it's multiple things that we do, but the whole point is community connection and connecting with those that, you know, who come and who are part of the Ptownfresh, as we like to call, family.
We are part of an international discipleship ministry called The Navigators. So as part of The Navigators, there's many different missions. We are part of the I-58 mission, which is the mission that is basically based on the verse or the chapter of Isaiah 58. So part of that, it says in part of the verse that we're supposed to reach out to the broken, to the lost, to the widows, the orphans, all the people that we would say are in the margins. So those are the people that we focus on reaching out to. And also there are people that look like us, people of color, people that maybe didn't have the education that some of us had the opportunity to have, maybe people that are single family, part of a single mom, single family household. And so they might not have all those same opportunities that other people might have had. So we reach out and we live and we disciple among these people. Then we have plenty of other resources. And that's what being part of the Navigators does. It gives us so many other people that we can go to and we can say, hey, I don't know if I have the resources to help this person, but maybe you know someone that can help. And it's like a huge network of people with the same mission and the same vision, all wanting to help other people know Christ and to disciple other people.
You know, one of the things I love is the opportunity just to connect with people where they are. And within the I-58 community specifically, you know, as my wife mentioned, we focus on those communities that are affected by systemic injustice. And so we have national missions in Compton, Chicago, Albuquerque, Harlem, Grand Rapids, and so many of these different urban centers where many of the Black and brown population are centralized. But unfortunately, they may not have access to all of the resources that maybe another community member might have. And so that's one of the things we do. We try to help to bridge that gap. And so within the I-58, my wife has a particular role of in leadership within the I-58 community. And then also even we serve within the broader D4L community as well, the Disciple Makers for Life. So we have an opportunity through our position and our even personal calling to affect those not only locally in the immediate vicinity, but also even those through extension, throughout the country, and so it's an awesome opportunity to be able to do that, to come alongside of the lives of people. Like even recently, we had an opportunity to go to Charlotte.
Yes, we did.
Or even when
It's a
we
great
had
opportunity.
yeah, and that was great to see what they're doing. Or even in Durham, we had a chance to come alongside of them. Or even when we were in Grand Rapids, in
Grand
Detroit.
Rapids, Detroit. Yeah, so recently we went to Detroit, and they are super industrious. They've got all these dilapidated properties, and they're just renovating properties. Like they're renovating a whole block. We're walking pictures of what Jesus was. We're walking around just being ministers of the gospel, not just like, oh yes, go get saved, but this is what love looks like. We're love walking around, and this is why people will be drawn, because we love them. And that's what we want to do first. That's the first thing. The first way that we reach out to people is just by inviting them in and saying, hey, you're not part of a family now. Come and join our community. Come be a part of our family.
Because I remember, I think when I first got with the Ptownfresh family, I think our first trip was to New York. We actually went to Brooklyn, and getting to see that was very, because I had never been out of Virginia or anything like that. So getting to drive up, going state to state, going into Delaware and all of that, and getting to go into Times Square, that was such an eye-opening experience. And of course, the people you meet along the way, as well as I think we went to Atlanta was another trip that I really enjoyed. But just get to see other places was very different for me. As I guess you like to call like networking. So I got to meet a lot of people who come to Ptownfresh or who knows Pastor Moore. So getting to meet different people and learn different experiences, which is also great for me and just helped me to grow as a person.
And we have a lot of fun too.
We do have lots of fun. We go on field trips. The Navigators there's Navigators all over the world. So especially when there's like a gathering or a conference or something that we can bring people to, then we love to travel to different places. Like we've gone to the AFAM conference, which is the African American Network of the Navigators. The two previous conferences, I was operations director. So I was able to say, yes, let's go and do it. So I got to help plan it and everything. And then we got to take a group of people with us. And so they loved it. We had so much fun. We got to meet other people that are all over the country doing the same type of work that we're doing, just in their place, in their context. And so it just was a great time of encouragement. You get to meet new people, learn new things that maybe you didn't know about this new thing in discipleship, or maybe you got another resource, or maybe you met someone that you can network with later. And some of those relationships can develop in the longer term, and you never know. Maybe you'll go visit them the next year, and maybe they'll come visit you, and you can partner. So that's just kind of the stuff that we do. We like to do, like, go to concerts. We go to a concert every year in Richmond, and we bring a group of people. So, just fun stuff like that.
Yeah, or even like our community outings where we connect with some of our other partners, such as Amazing Grace Ministries with Pastor Ruby and Brother Chris, and have a chance to go out there and jump in the pool and learn to do all sorts of different things and chase chickens around and but again, exposing people and even the young people at Ptownfresh to the different opportunities that are around there. So, I love what we do, and, you should check us out sometime. If you ever have any question, then you can check us out every Sunday at 12:30. You can check us out online on Facebook Live. Also, you can check out our YouTube, youtube.com, Ptownfresh.
Ptownfresh is amazing. It is a family fun lifestyle.